Ukraine's president is appealing for more U.S. help to fight off Russia's invasion, and President Joe Biden says it's coming. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
Speaking to Congress via an interpreter from the Ukrainian capital, Volodymyr Zelensky said the U.S. knows the horrors of attacks from Pearl Harbor to 9/11.
Our country experience the same every day, right now.
And while thanking America and its allies for aid they've already given,
I call on you to do more.
From sanctions to air defenses, the president was watching at the White House residence.
He was convincing and significant speech.
And laid out details of aid he was already prepared to announce, another $800 million worth, including anti-aircraft systems, drones, and grenade launchers.
We're going to continue to have their backs as they fight for their freedom.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
Later Wednesday, U.S. President Joe Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
I think he is a war criminal.
That prompted the Kremlin to say the comment was, quote, unforgivable, as the war in Ukraine raged for a 21st day despite talk of compromise and peace negotiations. Moscow has yet to capture any of Ukraine's biggest cities following its incursion that began on February 24th, the largest assault on a European state since World War II that has raised fears of wider conflict in the West unthought of for decades. The United Nations highest court called on Russia to immediately halt its invasion of Ukraine in a preliminary decision that is binding but may be difficult to enforce. For VOA, Lisa Bryant has more from Paris on the ruling by the Hague-based International Court of Justice.
The preliminary decision, read by Joan Donoghue, president of the International Court of Justice, was unambiguous.
The Russian Federation shall immediately suspend the military operations that it commenced on 24 February 2022 in the territory of Ukraine.
She also addressed the widening humanitarian fallout of the war.
The court is acutely aware of the extent of the human tragedy that is taking place in Ukraine and is deeply concerned about the continuing loss of life and human suffering. The court is profoundly concerned about the use of force by the Russian Federation in Ukraine, which raises very serious issues of international law.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky praised the ICJ's decision in a tweet, saying it amounted to what he called a complete victory for Ukraine in its case against Russia. He warned that ignoring the court's order would isolate Russia even further. The ICJ ruling is just a first take by the World Court. While it is binding, it may only mark a symbolic victory for Ukraine, since it will be difficult, if not impossible, to enforce. Kyiv filed the case to the ICJ days after Russia's invasion last month, challenging Russia's claim the move aimed to halt a genocide of pro-Russian separatists there. Russian representatives did not attend the court's opening hearing last week, but Moscow argued the ICJ should not impose any measures and had no jurisdiction. The ICJ's own ruling on both its jurisdiction and the merits of the case, much less on the case itself, could take months or years. Lisa Bryant for VOA News, Paris.
Authorities lifted a tsunami advisory and electricity was restored after a powerful 7.4 magnitude quake jolted northeastern Japan on Wednesday night in waters near the site of the Fukushima nuclear disaster. At least one person died in the coastal city of Soma and dozens more were injured in the quake, according to local news agency Kyodo. Recapping our top story, Ukraine's president appealed for more U.S. help to fight off Russia's invasion. President Joe Biden says it's coming. Later on Wednesday, U.S. President Joe Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.